Posh Fam, welcome back to my channel, Posh Cat Eyes Unfiltered. Now we are going to be running the commentary on the final episode of Married at First Sight Season 10. It is episode 36, the final reunion session. This time it is with the experts. We'll be having one last hot seat moment with the experts, and I cannot wait to run that commentary with you. First things first though, guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming with me through this journey that is Married at First Sight Season 10. Thank you for riding on and dying with me. It's been 35 plus this episode, 36 episode, and boy, was it a hard act for me because I work full time and trying to have to come here and run commentaries 4 days a week, it took a toll. But I have to say, you guys made it easy. Thank you for watching every one of the episodes with me. My numbers grew, and with that, we have to say thank you to the new subbies for coming on board the Posh Fam family. We welcome you. I know Married at First Sight is going to be coming to an end with this particular commentary, but still, please share this channel with your friends. There's going to be more personal content that I will be posting on here. I probably might be running a few reality shows. I think there's one coming up I'm going to be talking about in another video. But in the meantime, seriously, sit back, hang tight, like, comment, and share this channel. For my existing subscribers, thank you for riding on down with me. Seriously, it's been a journey. We are now 224 strong. So if I do the math, every year I get on 100 subbies. So it might take me another 7 years to get to 1,000. I hope not. But still, thank you for staying on this journey with me. And do not forget to comment, like, and as well share this channel with your friends. With that said, let's just get into the commentary of the final episode of Married at First Sight 2020. Now, we all sat and watched the reunion dinner party where Lyndall literally had to confront Cameron about the sexting gate. Now, we also saw Bronte give a final clap down on Harrison's and his antic. I actually thought we're going to be having one last moment with them tonight with the experts, but that was not to be. So good on them for seizing the day, taking the opportunity they had from the dinner party to get one last camera time. Because you know what? If you do not hustle, you probably will not get the airtime that you're seeking. And we all know what airtime does for these people. It brings you more fame. They want to be marketable when they come out. They want to be marketable influencers when they come out of the show. And so that one shot they had, they took the moment and it was the last. So we say bye to Harrison and Bronte from the dinner party. Tonight, though, we're going to be focusing on 5 couples. I think 12 coming in for this final hot seat session was going to be too much. And again, time consuming for production to edit and air. And I guess they had to just, make the decision to pick the most controversial and most talked about couples for the season and give them one last chance to have a self-reflective moment that we saw. I'm pretty much sure all 12 couples had a one-on-one sit down on the hot seat with the experts. We just didn't see that. And I guess we all know what it is with the reunion. It is more like a self-reflective moment of the 3 months they have been on the experiment. It was a whirlwind. It was a bit intense, chaotic as well. So having that self-reflective moment with the experts gives you the opportunity to say, I did something wrong. What have I learned from this experience? And what am I taking out with me to my next real relationship on the outside? So good on the experts for giving this opportunity to the couples to have that, moment for themselves to take away. For us, it was drama, not exactly as intense as we would expect, but nonetheless, it was drama all the same. And the first couple on the hot seat tonight was none other than Ollie and Tahnee. There wasn't much to talk about here because, as you all know, they are both loved up, in love, and very happy. We saw their final vows, they committed to each other, and we saw yet again Ollie, being the gentleman and the loving guy that he is, has now made the move to relocate his entire life, all that he knows, and move for love. So he's going to be moving, because he shared this with the experts, to be with his love, Tahnee, in Sydney. And honestly, I just cannot wait for them to be successful with their brand. And seriously, guys, if you have them on your Instagram handle, please follow them. If you don't know Instagram handle, follow them, support these guys. I hope they get good sponsorship deals, because they showed that you don't need to be extra to get camera time, and you don't need to be deviant. You don't need to be malicious to get that camera focus on you. And this is an example of what a Gen Z couple look alike. So Gen Zs, learn from Tahnee and Ollie. They got it right, and I guess so can you. And we move on to the next couple on the hot seat, and none other than Sandy and Dan. Oh my God, I need to take a breath. Like, I need to just zen here. So there wasn't really much to talk about, because we all know how it ended for these two. Dan wanted to be in beast mode in the beach. That was his thing. Pretty much Sandy is not into the fitness. The beach, she's allergic to. So there was no way these two were going to connect romantically, if we all know what Dan felt as beach life, outdoor activity is what he's looking for in a partner. If you're not in your beast mode outdoors, don't come for me. I'm not interested. And so we saw them, having to rehash all that went down whilst they were on the experiment. And we did hear Sandy, revealing a little bit more as to the torment that was Dan in their relationship or on the experiment. Sandy said she had a different Dan compared to what we saw on the couch or at the dinner party every night. And it was no surprise when they had the boys' night, which was the catalyst to which ended their relationship, where Dan revealed or compared Sandy to his ex-lover. Now, we know Dan didn't really take accountability when he was confronted by Evelyn. Don't forget Pocket Dowgate. And so this time the experts wanted to hear or show him a take from Hugo's confessional. And in that confessional, because we had seen it prior, in that confessional, Hugo went in and explained, backing what Evelyn was saying, that they had a chat, and he also was a willing participant in this chat, because he also bashed his partner. And he said Dan compared Sandy, with his ex-girlfriends, and said they are just staying on for camera and TV time. There is no compatibility between them. There's no connection. He does not like her, or he never liked her. He felt he was hard done by the experts for pairing her up with someone like Sandy, because he clearly is in beast mode with skinny girls. Sandy isn't skinny. Sandy isn't 12. I'm sorry, I said that. Or Sandy isn't 18. Okay, scratch that. But anyway, he wanted someone skinnier, prettier, younger looking, to support his lifestyle. And he didn't get that. And he voiced that, or vented all that frustration at the boys' night to Hugo and to everyone else, as well as Evelyn, who is dropped via Pocket or Bot Down. And so they asked him again, so did you say that? His response, I do not recall. I'm like, mate, you don't recall? Well, John was like, I ain't buying that. I'm not taking on that BS excuse. When you say you don't recall, it means you actually said it, and you are trying to have a cop moment. Like you're copying out from your actions. And he said, possibly. He gave Hugo the dead stare. If looks could kill, Hugo would be 6 feet under at this point. He kept giving Hugo the death stare. And Sandy was like, stop trying to intimidate Hugo. He said what he said. He witnessed what he said. He's not lying. I know who you are. I've been with you for 2 months plus. And I can see that this is what you're doing, trying to manipulate Hugo. And you're also trying to manipulate me to silence. And I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to stand up for myself. And the expert backed her up. We all know the turmoil or the distress she had prior to coming on the show, because her parents, her very cultural Indian parents, did not support her coming on national TV in Search for Love. But she defied them and wanted to prove a point. Well, if we can rewind and take back or go back in time and change things, I'm pretty sure she'll probably do it differently or not do it at all. But then again, Sandy, you are your own girl. You're an adult, so your decisions, you should own up to them and stand up to your decisions and take accountability for what you have done, and the result is also yours to bear. Concluding their session on the hot seat, the experts commended her for defying her parents and coming on the show, and hoping that she's able to go back home and rebuild the relationship that she has sort of lost, if that, with her parents. And she said, yeah, she actually has, because even despite her actions, her parents welcomed her and told her what they did, or their insistence in refusing her or accepting her decision was because they loved her. So I am glad that Sandy has made things with her parents and isn't losing on both ends, because we all know she's lost in love here. And to hear that her parents are back, they're back in love and back in support of her, it's amazing. And this is where they ended their session. They were like, Dan, you need to take a few lessons here, carry on with your next relationship. Well, we all know what happened to his next relationship, because we all saw what happened. His next relationship has also crumbled. He's in another relationship. So do we think Dan has learned a lesson? No. But good luck on him in whatever journey he chooses for himself. And next up on the hot seat is Layton and Melinda. Now, we saw their final vows. Now, the night prior to, or the week prior to their final vows, it was chaos with this two. We did not think they were going to be staying the course or looking on having a positive outcome following all we saw towards the end of the experiment for these two. And it was a bit of a shock, a miracle. I was excited for them that they defied all odds and committed to each other. So we saw them coming on the couch today, all loved up, happy as, and it was reflective, because the experts were like, wow, you guys have actually worked hard to get to where you are at. A throwback of their time on the experiment, brought a few memories, bittersweet, it is what it is. You learn from all your mistakes and they help you build you, make you better. And Layton was like, yeah, I have definitely learned a few things. I am still learning and growing. We are happy and our future is hopeful. To which the expert asked, so what is in store? And Melinda wants 5 kids. I did not see that coming. I would not have thought that Melinda would want 5 kids. Maybe 2, not 5, but good on you, girl. It shows you are actually a warm, loving girl inside, and you will make for a beautiful mom. Again, their time on the hot seat was a bit short, but it was, again, meaningful. They are positive. They have a positive outlook for their relationship, and we wish them all the best. So here is one last time to Melinda and Layton. And with that said, the next couple on the hot seat is none other than Cameron and Lyndall. We all know we're going to have the conversation about the nude photos. Yeah. Well, their time on the hot seat, this final run on the hot seat, was a bit sad, because we know what unfolded or what transpired at the dinner party, reunion dinner party. And so coming on from that, it was not going to be a good moment for them in the hot seat. Lyndall found it challenging to be sitting close to Cameron, but she had to do it. A throwback to their time on the experiment, made her very emotional because we saw the relationship develop. We saw how good they had it at the start, and we saw when the cracks started, and it never went back to normal. It just never did. And too bad. All thanks to the intruder, Taylor, who wanted a piece of the country boy. And that turned Cam's head away from his partner, Lyndall, and we saw how that ended for them. The experts wanted to know if Cameron has had a bit of a moment to himself to reflect on his actions or non-actions whilst he has been back home. To which he was defiant. No, I don't miss a thing. I am glad I was out of here. I'm actually done with this. He was a bit rude, standoffish, very abrupt, very offensive in my opinion, and very disrespectful towards Lyndall's experience on the experiment. Lyndall held her head up high. She voiced all that happened. Should I say this was a moment for her to say, it wasn't all in my head, as we all can see from the cuts or from the text that was shown to them. There was something at the start, and she held on to that, thinking it was going to mean something for Cameron towards the end, but it didn't. And they had to confront him about the situation with the FaceTime and the sex situation. He again made light of the situation, didn't really want to discuss it. But guess what? The experts were not going to take no for an answer. And Melissa decided she was going to get Taylor's input. Taylor, she shot herself in the foot by saying, yes, they're friends. She's in Tazi, he is in Darwin. At the moment, nothing is eventuating, although she would like for something to happen. And that just caught everyone off guard, because we are talking about the fact that you are responsible for the demise of this relationship, and you are here admitting that you like him and you want something to happen. It was a bit tacky, a bit tardy, a bit petty, inconsiderate, you would say. But that's the the persona we've had in Taylor. She has not owned up to any actions that she has displayed on the show. I don't think she has any self-awareness in that aspect. She's just not the kind of person that looks inward to have a sober moment or take accountability for her behavior. She did say, oh, slip of tongue, but then again went on and more hammer, more nail to the coffin. And it was just not a good look. But we know, or should I say, they are not an item on the outside, because Cameron has confirmed to finding a relationship in his home turf, Darwin. So we don't know how long that has been going on, or again, if it's just a way to throw us off their scent. But whatever the case, good luck to these two. The experts congratulated and commended Lyndall's character and the way she held herself or carried herself throughout the entire experiment, as well as the challenges towards the end of the experiment, as well as the demise of their relationship. And it was more, I hope you have learned something, and I hope you're walking out here knowing that you are worthy of love and you deserve love, and they wished her all the best in her love adventure or love search adventure. And you know what, Lyndall, I'm sure you're going to find someone deserving of you. It's definitely not this child next to you, but yeah, all the best. And that was it with Lyndall and Cameron on the hot seat. And the next couple that were invited to have a chat with the expert was none other than Alyssa and Duncan. Now, Shock horror, guys, because Alicia took accountability for her behavior. I did not see this coming. Or should I say, I'm pretty sure someone would have given her a mirror to look inwards. Because as soon as they sat on the couch, they had to play back their experience or their time on the show. We could see how it blossomed for these two. I actually felt this was going to be the couple that would survive this experiment. I had high hopes for them, but I wasn't committed or invested in their relationship because, again, if you know the show, it is not always what it seems to be. And she was actually in tears because she saw where she made the mistakes. She literally had everything on a platter. And she single-handedly destroyed the relationship. All because of her insecurity and self-sabotage. And they tried to make her see that her behavior wasn't anything that Duncan did. She was the catalyst to the demise of the relationship, or that saw the relationship crumble to where it is now. And she actually said, yeah, I think I played a role, and apologized to Duncan. Who knew she had that in her? I didn't think she had that in her anyway. I was like, oh, okay. It came. It took her long enough, but the apology came. And Duncan had only positives to say about this girl. Now, I don't know who this guy, I don't know. I still feel like there's something about this guy that we don't know that might still, make you run for the hills. But on paper, he seems perfect. Now, my African skepticism is telling me, nah, I ain't buying it. But he praised her and, wished her all the best. And I guess she might be learning a thing or two for her next relationship. Do I think she has learned anything? No. She's probably just wants to have, again, run the narrative and end on a high. That's her. That is the Alicia I know. So did she learn anything from the session with the experts? Nah. It was more, let me clean my image because apparently I was terrible on the show. And that was the end of Alyssa and Duncan on the hot seat with the expert. The final couple to come on the hot seat with the expert was none other than Jesse and Claire. Seriously, I was surprised for this too because I thought, they left. That was it. There's no communication. It's done, dusted. We're done with this too. But that wasn't to be the case. They seemed very friendly, kept holding hands, kept touching. And we had to see and relive their time on the experiment, guys. It was a hard watch. It was a hard watch because from the get-go, there was just fireworks self. It was chaotic from the wedding to the honeymoon. It didn't start well. And just when it was about to get better for them, Claire had a lapse of judgment. And again, back to the drawing board. You could see Jesse's face. He was so livid. He was upset and angry because I guess you would say his time on the show was taken away from him. We did not see Jesse thrive on the show. We saw Claire in action. And Claire, as always, was apologetic, taking accountability for her irresponsible behavior. And again, I don't know, is that her thing to get on the front end and damage control quickly so you don't have anything to hold her to? Because I felt she never gave us the opportunity to be mad. I really wanted to be mad, but she didn't give me the opportunity to be sad because she owned up. Just when I was about to get angry, she owned up, and I'm like, I would look stupid getting angry over this because she's owned up to it. So I think that's exactly what Jesse felt, because Jesse wanted to actually be out of it to have the opportunity to be mad and angry because he did not get that chance. He didn't. Well, the experts were trying. It was a stretch because they felt there was still something between them. I think there is nothing between these two. There's really nothing. They're just trying to be cordial and friendly towards each other, because that's what they are, matured individuals, matured adults who feel like our circumstances cannot define us. We need to tell our own story in our own way and have a good representation of ourselves, because again, we're going to be ambassadors. And what way, or what better way to have that goodwill for us if not for us to forgive each other and be happy and just move on. And that's exactly what these two are about. They're forgiving each other, I think, and they're moving on. When the experts wanted to, try and do the matchmaking thing again, they were like, well, we will see. She's coming to Perth. I don't know how the Perth trip went, because Jesse has been very, very expressive on his Instagram. And his expressions are definitely against Claire. He has not taken too kindly to Claire with his expressions and Instagram posts. But again, the dude is still hurting. If it was me, I probably would. You know how that is for men and their little egos. Sorry, guys, I said that, but sorry. But that's what it is, Yeah, his ego was bruised. And again, all the best for Jesse and Claire. If they had given the experiment a chance, they would have been perfect for each other, because they were quirky, funny, and just happy-go-lucky, these two. And they didn't give it the opportunity for it to blossom, or for us to enjoy them on the show. And that is where it ends for us, guys, with Jesse and Claire. Not sure what the future holds for them. One thing is certain, though. We have come to the end of Married at First Sight Season 10 2023 run. And I am super duper excited to be ending on a high with you. Thank you once again. I cannot thank you enough for riding this with me. I cannot wait to come here next season, season 11, to share more crazy antics of the show that is Married at First Sight. Until then, guys, remember, as always, stay safe and focused. Toodles!